Alright! I think I'm gonna reach Immortal at least. I still have 5% to go, which is like impossible to not get it now. I've got Immortal. So dumb that I put off reaching this to throw games. Well, I finally hit Immortal with Crystal Maiden back in the 21st of March. I ended up taking a break so I could gather my thoughts about the silly CM guide I wanted to make. But since then a big rework was released and slight adjustments made this guy slightly outdated in that her shard got worse and her shields just became stronger. This could work in our favor of the playstyle in theory, but I think the build also heavily relies on having a carry that enjoys AFK farming with a lead, where when they show up, they could use the lifesteal for aura item. Either way, here's the guide I've been working on for the past 2 months. I hope you enjoy the bits. Laters. Welcome to my poor attempt at a Crystal Maiden guide where I will regurgitate already very well known information. With the only difference being that I built Vladimir Offering as a first or second core item in 80% of my games. Why, you may ask? Because she has shields which make great use of the stats that Vladimir Offering provides and boost a carry with just that little bit of lifesteal that allow them to sustain through any fight. Now, one small issue is that it used to be an AoE shield applied to all your teammates that stood inside of your queue. Valve, in the recent updates, changed it to be just for her, with the upside that every single spell gives you the shield. This is a huge buff that actually just simplifies our game plan, making your ult devastating again and giving you the option to go for any level path you need at the moment. Talking about level paths, let me explain in great detail the usage of all the spells. Starting with...
Feels like an appropriate response. Okay, I'm out of here.
This is so far beyond the books you need to return now. You just lit a librarian on fire. Get back here.
Listen, in my eyes, you were already on fire.
Where'd you go?
Trying to butter you up
There
a
you
little
are.
bit.
Claire, where'd you go?
This is pretty much the vibe I got from playing her in easy lane, to where you get to max out your Q. Your Q is your strongest spell on the laning stage, and the reason why Crystal Maiden has such a slow movement speed. People underestimate the combined slow and attack speed slow that lasts for a whole 4 seconds, allowing you to auto attack away, then when they approach or run away, place the slow, then retreat or advance accordingly. Now be aware of your opponent's strengths. If they have the following: 1. A gap closer, like Dawnbreaker's movement spell. Or 2. Have a better level 1, like Jakiro's dual fire breath. I would recommend playing passively and maxing out Frostbite instead. Now, this will consume a lot of mana. Crystal Maiden has the funny quirk of regenerating her mana as quickly as she spends it. And until we have our fun mana regen items, or got some points into our passive, you will have to jug away a lot of clarities. And in the dire cases where they're out of stock, mangoes will have to do. But it's worth all the same, cause our whole game plan revolves around having our position 1 carry have a good start, so we can profit of their success. Maxing out Q is the most best build in most games, unless they have at least 2 or more enemies who love escaping the grasp of our Q, like Weaver, Storm Spirit, Dawnbreaker, or anyone who cannot use their mobility spells when they're rooted. In that case, I would recommend putting 1 point into Q for the laning stage and then maxing out Frostbite. Talking about Frostbite,
Release me! Release me!
W was and still is, according to a lot of people, CM's best spell, which I could kind of agree with if Q didn't scale so deliciously in the early game. W allows you to walk up to someone, root them, then ult before they can do anything about it. If of course they don't have a stun, silence, escape spell, when the 2.5 second root is over, or any other teammates to stop you from doing so. You can kinda see why I see this spell as a noob trap, with what the CM clips on YouTube promote. W is also great at farming, allowing you to almost kill any large camp creep in one cast. This also includes your shard, which allows you to wipe out any large camp on a 12-second cooldown. You can get great use out of this if it's a slow game, where if you're unable to stack the camp, you can take it instead. Also, maxing the spell against your natural counters can make you wonder why they're even considered counters in the first place. I just watched the Dota 2 PowerPoints video about CM. Great guy, by the way, and most of his recommended counter picks are hard countered by you in the first 20 minutes till they have a BKB or any other way to get rid of the root. Max that root and suddenly your Void Spirit can't run. A Storm will root himself by popping your shard statue. Faceless Void can't heal, Spirit Breaker charging into you will run into the shard instead, if you've got a bit of foresight to place it down. I can go on and on about it. But let's continue and talk about her filler spell.
I am so tired of
No mana.
I drink the which I apparently need to live or something, and then I have to go put somewhere else 5 minutes later. I drink the I go to a place to undrink the wash my hands, I leave, and then I have to drink more. That's where that ends up. Not in me. I give the to my body, and like a child, it tosses it out and demands more. All hours of the day, all hours of the night, no matter what I'm doing, my life is interrupted by this.
The spell should never be leveled first to the max. It is the spell you want to max if you want to play the whole game passively and focus on stacking and killing jungle camps, while keeping an eye out on the minimap to know whether or not you need to help out the team. I would take this at around like level 4 to put 1 point into, then further max out Q or W. There's never really a reason to max this out first, even if you have mana hungry teammates like Leshrac or Storm Spirit, whose farm is equal to their mana regen. Not really much else to say about it, as it does not really have any direct impact, next to making you have to use clarities less. In late game teamfights, it will allow you to spam your 5-second cooldown spells, but even then, you will still run out of mana. But you will still save a lot of gold on clarities when farming jungle camps on the downtime. Anyways, last, but certainly not least, her ult. Stun me! Stun me! Come on! Stun me! Don't be scared! Stun me! Stun me! Yes, you! Come on! Come on! Oh, you don't have one? Hey, you! Stun me! Stun me! Come on! Come on! You can use this if you're stunned. Anyways. Crystal Maiden ult has the funny thing that there's never really a moment you want to use it, because you would rather spend time using Q and W in teamfights, and when the moment finally arrives, you place your last frostbite and get ready to ult, just to realize that you're 50 mana short because of it, resulting in both you and the target sitting there awkwardly as they either try to get away or run at you, while you try to quickly regen that last bit of mana back. Either resulting in you killing them anyways with a very lately timed ult, or you spending that mana on Crystal Nova and Frostbite instead. Your ult should only be used in fringe cases, either because you're positioned in between trees to where nobody can see you, so you can channel away on your funny spell, or because the enemy has used all their stuns and crowd control, and you will make them pay for jumping your carry with everything they got. You can also use the other way around to bait out their spells, so your teammates can fight without a worry. So to use your ult at all, you need to have great knowledge of positioning, so that the enemy can't just land a big AoE stun on you and all your teammates. You could upgrade the spell with Axe, resulting in a devastating damage that they can't escape, but the price cost of this build requires you to give up the early game till you have Blink and BKB, where then you still have to buy Axe after already having spent a total cost of 7k before you even have made any impact on the game. Compared to my 4k gold on average build, you will win the game quite early on, to where you don't really need to think about it. Then last but not least, your Shard Crystal clone. This is Crystal Maiden's most fun spell at high play, As to be a Wikipedia page for a bit, this spell allows you to move away from your current location to where it will place an ice copy of yourself that creeps and jungle creeps will attack if it's their nearest option. It can also be auto-attacked by enemies if they're not careful. When the icy clone runs out, is destroyed, or activated by your Q, it will create an AoE frostbite at its location. Because of its 3 trigger options and the movement over cliffs, the sky is the limit in how you use it. You can place it early if you expect a chase in the next 5 seconds to where they will be frozen down from the timer running out on the spell, allowing you to keep them rooted for 6 seconds. If you also have your own frostbite ready. Then place, by the time the second frostbite ran out, another clone of yourself, trigger that one right away. Sadly, this has been nerfed. This video is quite long in the making. At level 25, this can become almost an infinite loop of roots from just having your shard and levels. This is also no longer able to be done since the nerf. You can also use it at the last second to parry against most of your hard counters, like Spirit Breaker, Dawnbreaker, Storm Spirit, as all of their regular spells require them to hit you with their AoE attacks. It is also a great tool for outmaneuvering to where you can go high ground when they're chasing you. Even more funny when you get Blink. If the enemy carries have AoE spells or cleave, just blink in their face and place it your clone. They will trigger it, forcing them to BKB at best, or worse, die painfully as you do your nerfed root loop. Now to the reason I made this guide. My funky build where I almost do the meta thing, but hey, there's a Vladimir offering. I will link the item build in the description, update it to when I finish this video, hoping it didn't take too long for me to make. Spoiler, I started making this 3 days before the facets were removed. You start out the game always with 1 clarity, 1 set of tangos and a sentry. Then I would recommend a sage mask or magic stick, depending on whether or not the enemy position 4-3 spams spells or not. Get a fairy fire and a ring of protection if you want to auto them in an aggressive played lane, where you know you will win it with your Q. Save gold for boots if it's a passive lane instead, where they can jump you. Then upgrade accordingly to what you want. Urn or flats components first, or tranquil boots. Then get boots and stick afterwards if you took urn or flats components. Topping off with a windlace and raindrops so you can fight anybody. Be aware if you still need space in your inventory for vision items, otherwise your inventory might be too full for a detection item for like weavers or rickies. Then comes the first big item. That can be one of these 3 based on what you need. Is it a super passive game? Just rush your shard. Make sure you get the gold for it right away so you can keep on farming in that passive game, where both teams are just kind of farming it out. Does the enemy have a good magic nuke? And it's just a normal game where nobody's playing passive, it's continuously fighting? Get a glimmer cape. Does the enemy have high regen? Upgrade an urn into a spirit vessel. Is it a steamroll snowball game? Just finish the flats and it will be more than enough power for your carries to push on. Glimmer is often the best option. Then a shard, then the other 2 are situational. Your second item will always be shard if you didn't get it first after finishing your Vladimir offering. By now the game will be kind of over if everything went correctly, otherwise I'll just build whatever you vibe with that I've placed inside of the guide. When you got your shard and Vladimir, Glimmer is always a great option, because Wu has detection 30 minutes into the game on their position 1, 2 and 3. Check out the link to my build in the description and try it for yourself. Some quick tips on what the fuck do I do in a match of Dota 2. 1. Check if your position 1 or 2 enjoy a high or a low tempo game based on if they're better at out-farming their opponents. If so, place the wards on your side of the jungle so that they can have a safe barrier of vision so the opponents cannot approach you without smoking. And be ready to teleport at any tier 1 that is getting dived or is getting attacked. If not, place a deep ward that they can't find quickly, or if it's a steamroll, just place them on the high ground spots to keep control of the area dominantly. 2. Never stop buying clarities, even when the laning stage is over. 3. When the laning stage is over, never use teleport scroll when respawning, so you can save it for when a fight breaks out. Also, always carry 2 scrolls, just in case. 4. Always check the timer if there's around 20 seconds left till the next minute mark. If so, run to the nearest camp on your side and try your best to stack it. Or even better, 2. 5. Stacking can be more easy by slowing the creeps with your max Q. when they are returning to the camp after you pulled the max distance. Or, if you max W first, use Q to pull the second camp when you attack the first one. 6. Stacking timers is just something you need to learn. There's not really a great giveaway when you should. I would say stack the ones that run back early at 4 seconds before the timer hits the minute mark, assuming that auto attack just landed at that 4-second mark. And at the triangle with 2 big camps, here and here, you should have at least 7 seconds to do it, starting from attacking the ancient camp. Go into a bot match and test it for yourself. Learning stacking on one character greatly helps with all the others. 7. Do not fear to play safe with your ult. Even better, use it right away to bait out spells / force spells. 8. Have fun. You know, it's a game at the end of the day, so take breaks on losses, and if you're not having fun in frustrating matches, just quit the game for a while. Anyways, that was all. Thanks for watching my Crystal Maiden guide. Now go slow some people into oblivion. Have fun!